If you are watching this, you probably know the deep, undeniable importance of Salah, the 5 daily prayers. It is the cornerstone of our faith. It is the first thing we will be questioned about on the Day of Judgment. We know this in our hearts. But knowing it and doing it consistently are 2 different things. Be honest with yourself. Have you ever felt that sinking feeling when the time for prayer rushes past you? Have you struggled to find a quiet space at work or felt too tired to pray Isha properly? Do you find yourself putting off Dhuhr until Asr is almost here? If you have, you are not alone. This is a common struggle, and it is a challenge we can overcome. The problem usually isn't a lack of faith. It is often a lack of practical planning. We live in a world that constantly demands our attention, and if we do not intentionally carve out time for prayer, that time will disappear. Let us start with the foundation. Why do we struggle? We often treat Salah like an errand, something we have to squeeze in between meetings, commutes, and family duties. This mindset is fundamentally wrong. Salah is not an interruption to your life, it is the structure upon which your life should be built. Imagine Salah as 5 immovable appointments set by the King of all kings. Everything else, your work, your hobbies, your sleep, must be scheduled around these pillars, not the other way around. Changing this mindset from viewing prayer as a task to viewing it as a priority is the first and most powerful shift you need to make. We must stop trying to fit prayer into our day and start building our day around prayer. Now, let us move to the first practical tool, something we can call the 5-minute buffer rule. One of the biggest obstacles to praying on time is the frantic feeling of rushing. You finish one task, realize the prayer time has started, and you immediately feel pressure. This pressure makes you skip preparation, and often it leads to delay. The 5-minute buffer rule requires you to stop whatever you are doing 5 minutes before the prayer time begins, not when the prayer time is already in. When you see the time approaching, set an alarm 5 minutes early. Use those 5 minutes for preparation. Do not check your email, do not scroll social media. Use that time to mentally disconnect from the world. Go make wudu calmly. Lay out your prayer rug. Take 2 deep breaths. This small buffer changes everything. It transitions you from the noise of the world to the tranquility of prayer. It ensures you are not just physically present for Salah, but mentally ready. This proactive approach eliminates the stress and makes the prayer an intentional, peaceful act rather than a hurried emergency. The second powerful technique is called habit stacking. Habit stacking involves linking a new habit you want to establish, in this case, praying on time, to an old habit that is already fixed in your daily routine. Think of your current day as a series of anchors. For example, most people have a fixed routine around waking up, eating, or leaving the house. You need to identify an anchor habit that occurs just before or just after a prayer time. Let us look at Dhuhr. If you usually check your phone at 1 p.m. for news or messages, stack Salah onto that habit. The rule becomes, after I check my phone at 1 p.m., I will immediately stop, make wudu, and pray Dhuhr. You are using the established habit as the cue for the new one. From Maghrib, which has a very short window, perhaps your anchor is arriving home from work. The rule becomes, as soon as I walk through the door, before I even greet my family or sit down, I will go pray Maghrib. By linking Salah to existing, non-negotiable routines, you remove the decision-making process. The action becomes automatic. You're not waiting for motivation, you are relying on momentum. A critical time management tool for consistency is proper preparation, specifically in regard to wudu. Wudu is often the biggest delay. We know the prayer time has arrived, but we have to walk to the bathroom, wait for someone to finish, or get distracted on the way. To combat this, adopt the preemptive wudu strategy. For prayers that fall during transition times, like when you leave for work or school, make wudu before the prayer time starts, even if it is just 10 minutes early. If you know you will be out of the house between Fajr and Dhuhr, make sure you leave home with wudu. If you know Dhuhr will hit right in the middle of a busy office day, go make wudu during a coffee break 20 minutes early. Now, let us tackle specific prayer challenges, because different prayers present different difficulties. Fajr is the test of obedience, the ultimate time management struggle. Consistency in Fajr often determines consistency for the whole day. The solution here must start the night before. You cannot conquer Fajr in the morning, you conquer it in the evening. This involves the principle of sleep synchronization. Set 2 alarms, one alarm for the exact time you need to get up to pray Fajr, and a second, earlier alarm for when you need to start getting ready for bed. If you need to be asleep by 10:30 p.m. to wake up for Fajr, the second alarm should go off at 10 p.m., signaling that all screens must be off and preparation for sleep begins. You must treat sleep as an act of worship, designed to enable the worship of Fajr. Next, the Dhuhr and Asr, the workday prayers. These are often missed because of social pressure or rigid work schedules. The key here is communication and visualization. If you work in an office, proactively find a private space, a rarely used conference room, a quiet storage area, or even your car. Do not wait until the time is due to start searching. Identify your prayer location the moment you arrive at work. If your schedule is tight, use the concept of micro prayer breaks. Instead of trying to squeeze in a 30-minute break, negotiate a very specific 10-minute window with your manager or team where you are totally unavailable. Explain that this is a critical religious obligation and offer to make up the time later. Be firm but polite. Remember, this is a non-negotiable spiritual meeting. Finally, Isha. The challenge of Isha is exhaustion. After a long day, the temptation to collapse onto the couch is immense. For Isha, we need the immediate transition. If you know you usually get tired around 9 p.m., try to pray Isha as close to the beginning of its time as possible. Do not put off Isha until just before midnight. If you come home and have a short window before dinner, pray immediately. If you sit down, you lose the battle. The rule for Isha is, do not sit down for the night until your spiritual duty is done. Use a quick burst of movement, a fast walk around the house, or a sip of cold water to break the cycle of tiredness just before wudu. If, despite all these plans, you still miss a prayer, perhaps you overslept, or you truly got stuck in an unavoidable situation, the most important advice is this: do not let one failure lead to 5. May Allah grant us the discipline and the opportunity to stand before Him purely and consistently.